Hey guys, it's Danny and I just finished up making my high protein pumpkin pancakes for Facebook Live. So as always, I wanted to upload the video here for those of you who are not on Facebook and can't see it. So I hope you enjoy this one. It is one of our family's personal favorites. And we're live. Something on my lip. Hi guys. I'm gonna do as I always do, and I'm gonna wait a minute so you guys have an opportunity to jump on and join me here on this beautiful Friday morning / almost afternoon. I'm Danny Spies, founder and host of Clean and Delicious, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make our family's favorite high protein pumpkin pancakes, okay? So while you guys jump on, I'm going to get my phone ready so I can see who's coming in from where. And like I always urge you, please come down to the comments below and say hello so I know who's there, who's watching. If you have any thoughts, any questions, any tips while we're cooking along. I mean, I gotta tell you, I've been doing this for some years now, and so much of what I do in the kitchen, I learn from you guys. Because you guys come and you write me emails, and you leave me comments, and you share some of the great ideas that you have in the kitchen. So let's keep that going while I set up my phone. Okay, here we go. How's it going for you, B?
Good. Hey, Nikki from Wales.
Hey, Nikki.
Hi,
Sorry,
Tammy.
I'm still getting my page set up.
Tammy, where are you from?
Okay, what's wrong with my page here?
You getting it going?
Yep, I'm just getting it set up, guys. Bear with me, but this is good though because it gives everybody else a chance to jump on too. Do you think it's because it's on airplane mode?
No, as long as you're on Wi-Fi, you should be good.
Okay. And I know I'm on Wi-Fi because the button is blue, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember that part.
Okay, guys. So high protein pumpkin pancakes. Okay, here we go.
We have Denver. We have Quincy, Mass.
Oh, awesome.
Go
Okay,
Sox.
I've got it. So now I can see you guys coming in. Okay, here we go. Okay, I got you. Wow, we got 12 people over saying hello. Okay, so we have Nikki, whoop, my volume. Nikki from Wales, Tammy, Douglas from Denver, Cindy from Massachusetts, North Carolina, Colleen. Hello guys, and make sure as we go along, I'm gonna see if I can see them. The thumbs up and the hearts, those are super helpful for me because when I'm looking down at the phone, it lets me know if you guys wanna see or learn more about what I'm on or if you're actually getting something from what I'm talking about at that time. So then I know I could go a little bit deeper if you want, or we can move along. So use those hearts and those thumbs up so I can see where we're at, okay? So basically today, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys my high protein pumpkin pancakes. Now, I love pancakes, my family loves pancakes, but I very rarely make a traditional pancake anymore, only because I've found so many other ways to make them that are equally as delicious, a little bit more nutritious, and I know for me, if I eat a breakfast that's all like refined flour with a little sugar, like a regular pancake, it just doesn't hold me over, number one. Number two, I feel like I crash and burn. So I'm always looking for more creative ways to keep these delicious food items on my plate. And this is one of my favorite recipes. Now, what makes them a little bit higher in protein is that the base of the pancake is cottage cheese. Can you see in here? And I'm also using egg whites and eggs. Okay, so we'll talk more about that in a second. Okay. And again, remember guys, if you're just signing on, make sure you comment in the comments below, say hello, let me know where you're watching from, and if you have any thoughts, questions, comments, tips, etc., I want to hear those too, okay? So to make the batter for these pancakes, you do need a blender. You could also do a food processor, but you would need a big food processor because I don't think this would fit in like a 3-cupper, so you need a good hearty size food processor. And it's only a handful of ingredients. Whenever you're working with the blender, good tip to keep in mind, start with the liquids on the bottom. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna start with, my eggs. Let me just take a breath. I have so much I wanna share. I'm going so fast here. So I'm doubling this recipe because I like to freeze these pancakes. So what you're gonna see here, it's for 2 recipes, okay? We got Nels from Bulgaria. Amazing. You guys are amazing. Everybody tuning in from all over the world. Seriously, never fails to blow my mind. Okay, so start with your liquids down at the bottom. So I have 3/4 cup of egg whites. I buy them pre-separated, so I don't have like the yolks hanging out anywhere. I buy them that way. That's equivalent to about 6 egg whites, which would be 3 whole eggs. So if you're not into the egg white thing, just substitute whole eggs. For this recipe, since I'm doubling it, I thought I would do a little 50-50 action so you guys can see it goes either way. So that would be 6 egg whites, and now I'm gonna add in 3 whole eggs since I'm doubling the recipe, and I want you to see that you can really do this either way. And here's the deal, guys. There's nothing wrong with whole eggs. Tons of research shows these days that cholesterol outside of your body, like the cholesterol that's in an egg, does not create cholesterol in the body. As a matter of fact, cholesterol in the body is being linked to excess sugar and refined carbohydrates. So egg yolks are nothing to be afraid of. I like using the white sometimes just because I like to balance throughout the day, you know? So if I go a little lighter on the fat in the pancakes, you'll probably see me slathering a little extra coconut oil or some butter somewhere else in another meal throughout the day, and vice versa. So it's not about good or bad, right or wrong. It's just about finding your balance, figuring out what feels good in your body and what your day looks like, where you like a heavier meal or where you like a lighter meal, etc. Okay, so
Fix the holes in that.
yeah, so far, all we've got in there is a bunch of eggs. 6 egg whites, 3 whole eggs. Boom. Next thing going in is the canned pumpkin puree. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have my spatula. Okay, canned pumpkin puree, and this is a 1/2 cup because we're doubling the recipe. So all that is the canned pumpkin. If you live somewhere where you cannot get canned pumpkin, remember, you can use any type of canned squash, canned sweet potatoes. They all do the same thing. As a matter of fact, when we're working with pumpkin like this, really the flavor comes from the pumpkin pie spice. So you can make this work even if pumpkin is not available to you. That's a comment I've been getting a lot, that you guys are living in all these places, all you amazing people all around the world, but you can't get your hands on pumpkin. So that is a great option. Next up, our sweetener is just 2 tablespoons of real maple syrup. And remember, guys, you want to get the real deal. Do not be buying the Aunt Jemima maple syrup. It's not maple syrup. It is corn syrup with maple flavoring, okay? Next up, I'm going to keep with the liquids first. I have 1 whole cup of 2% cottage cheese. I tend to go either 2% or full fat. And again, same reasoning as my egg whites. But the eggs and the cottage cheese are what make this a high protein pancake recipe. And there's no refined flours or sugars in there either. Okay, then finally, the last thing going in are the oats. So I have 1 cup of rolled oats, booyah. 2 cups of rolled oats, double booyah. And like I said before, we need our seasoning. This is a pumpkin pie spice seasoning. This is a great shortcut seasoning, guys, if you don't have a pantry full of spices, because basically this is inside of this 1 bottle of spice. You have cinnamon, ginger, lemon peel, nutmeg, cloves, and cardamom. This is what makes pumpkin recipes taste like pumpkin, and it's a great spice to keep on hand because you've got, instead of buying 6 different spices, you just buy this one and you get that fall flavor. Okay, so I have that going in, so that's 2 teaspoons for the 2 recipes. I'm going to pop the lid on and start to blend this. It's going to take a minute or so, but since we're live, why don't we use this as an opportunity for you guys to come down into the comments below and let me know what are some of your favorite either weekday or weekend breakfasts, okay? Let me know what some of your favorite breakfasts are down in the comments so we can read those while this is blending up, okay? Make sure your blender's on low. Mine's on high, about to blow the roof up. You ready? Here we go, people. It's going to take a minute or so. And you know what? If your blender is doing what mine's doing, just open it up and give it a little. Sometimes I get a bubble in there. So you just got to give it a mix, guys. Get everything at the top going down to the bottom. So Nicole, once you get the blender going, you can totally crank it up to high, but if you start it on high, it makes a hot mess. Okay. Let's finish this batter up. Low, low, low. Here we go. Okay, so let me show you guys. I want you to see the consistency. Let me take it off of here so you can see. So it's really just like a pancake batter. It's thick, but it's runny. It's like very pourable, right? That's what you're looking for, just like a pancake batter. If for some reason your batter seemed too thick, you could just add a splash of water or almond milk or whatever kind of milk you like. On the flip side, if it seemed like for some reason it was too thin, then you could just add another shake of oats in there. Okay, so come on over to the stove and I'm gonna show you how we cook these up, okay? Now, let's see what's happening in the comments while my pan's heating up. I don't know if you guys make pancakes a lot at home, but first round can always be like the tricky round because you have to get the pan right to the right temperature. So the first round either tends to get too light, like you just don't get the right brown on it, or you get too brown because the pan was like too hot. But you know, use that, what is it? What do people like to say? Like
Tester.
But like act, observe, adjust, right? So to get going and then see what needs to happen and tweak whatever has to happen. Turn the volume up, turn the volume down, right? So the pan is heating up. Now it has to have something on the bottom of it because if you don't grease the pan, even if it's nonstick, your pancakes are gonna stick to the pan. So what we're gonna do here is I have this coconut oil cooking spray. Now, technically speaking, cooking spray is not great for nonstick pans because eventually it will ruin the finish on them. So ideally, I would like to put a little coconut oil on the bottom. You could do a little butter too if you had it, but I am out right now. So I'm just gonna spray the bottom with the coconut spray. And then, you know what, just for the sake of measurements, I usually make the pancakes about 1/4 cup each, which makes a pretty small pancake. It's kind of like a silver dollar. So I scoop it out and then little rounds. I try to get about 4 in the pan at a time. And this is a 12-inch skillet, guys. Okay? And my children, whenever we make these, they always want me to add chocolate chips to them. So I'm going to do that for some of them too, and I'll show you exactly when to add. I'm really squeezing it in here, but we're going to make it happen. Okay, booyah. Okay, so 4. Now let's give those a minute to set up. The secret when you're cooking pancakes, right, you want to keep an eye on the edge of the pancakes because when they start to bubble, that's how you know they're getting ready to flip. So these are going to take a minute because they're the first round. So I'm coming back to the comments for a minute. Ariel loves blue kale smoothies. Oh, and Tamara, thank you for sharing that recipe. I'm going to give it a try for sure. I have not tried that yet. I'm super excited to try that. Now, the reason that I like to double this recipe, sometimes I will even triple or quadruple it, is because my kids love pancakes on school days. I love them too. But sometimes you don't have the time on a busy morning like that. But these are great because they're so freezable. So I'll make a huge batch like we're gonna do today. I won't make them all with you guys. We'll just get a few started. And then once they cool, I just put them in a bag, like a Ziploc bag, get all the air out and put it in the freezer. If I'm doing several batches, I'll use my food saver back here. That just helps things to last longer because it pulls all of the air out of the bag. So the food saver will keep your food fresher longer. So if I make, say, like the recipe times 4, I'll freeze 2 of those bags with the food saver because I know I'll need them for the longer haul. And then maybe one that I know I'm going to be using this week, I'll just stick in a Ziploc bag. Okay, so you can see that the edges are starting to firm up and there's even little bubbles. If you were gonna put something in, like my kids love chocolate chips, now's the time. Actually, I might have waited too long because it could sink a little further than that, but that's okay. Okay, and then you wanna get underneath them and flip them over. Now let's see how, this is gonna tell us how our pan was. See, I personally would like a little more brown on there, just a little more brown, but that's always what happens with round 1. Get underneath, flip her over. Here's the thing, if you do a misflip like I just did, stick it on the side, don't try to move it after you flip it, because it'll just make a mess in your pan. So just let it be. Just trust that it'll find its way to the end. Okay, flippy flip, and boom. Okay. Now I want to show you guys something else while that's happening. So many things to share with you guys. Okay. Have you guys seen these spatulas yet? I didn't just use it. They are not great for nonstick pans because you don't really want to scratch your pan, but this is, I don't know, what is this called? It's a stainless steel spatula. It's great for fish or anything that you have a hard time getting underneath of because it has this little curve in it and it has the space in between and it makes flipping almost everything like magic. Like I said before, if you're using a nonstick pan, you have to be very careful because you don't want to scratch your nonstick pans. But it's definitely a great, I actually bought this at a restaurant supply store and it was like a few bucks and it's like my new beefer. That'd be best friend. Hey guys, since we're talking about it, why don't you come down to the comments below and let me know what your newest favorite kitchen utensil is. What is your newest favorite kitchen utensil, gadget, etc.? Come on down to the comments and tell me. I'm gonna get a plate to put these pancakes on. Okay, so once they're cooked up, let me use this spatula though. We just get underneath them and pull them out of the pan. Now your chocolate chips are a good indicator if they're cooked well because see those chocolate chips are perfect. That means our pancakes are gonna be good. Once the chocolate chips get a little brown, that tends to mean that maybe we cooked them a little too long. So I'm gonna give my pan one more squirt here and let's do another round. And these will cook a little bit faster. Okay. This is 100% a great meal to make on the weekend when you're doing your meal prep. You know, you just throw these in on top of the stove like this, make a few batches of them, and you've got breakfast covered. They're also great with fruit added, like blueberries, bananas. It doesn't have to be chocolate chips. It doesn't have to be anything. But my kids, they basically don't give me an option. It's chocolate or bust, you know? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, I'm coming to the comments to see what you guys are saying. And then I want to talk about the freezing thing again. Okay. Super excited to try this tomorrow, says. Been on my list for a while. Yes, tomorrow you have to try these. They're so good. Bethany says you can freeze them separately and then combine them in the bag and they don't stick together. 100%, I actually have a video on that, how to freeze your pancakes. If you guys put them on a plate first or on something that fits in your freezer, single file, let them freeze or even semi-freeze, then put them in the bag, then they will not stick. If you put them all in your bag first and then put them in your freezer, the leftover heat, the condensation, any little bit of moisture that's on there will also freeze and then they stick together. It's same like when you're doing frozen fruit or frozen bananas. If you can freeze them first in a single file, then toss them in a bag, you will save yourself a little sanity on the back end, right? So it's like, where do you have the time and the energy? Up front or on the back? Because one way or another, it's gonna come to get you. So you gotta put that little bit of effort in. Nicole says, these look delicious, can't wait to try them. Tomorrow, the garlic press. Don't know how I ever lived with that one. I love my garlic press. I used to work for this woman in California. I was her assistant, I don't know, it was a cooking school and I was her assistant when she taught classes. And she was so anti the garlic press. See, it's always the second batch. Look at that browning. That is a beautiful pancake if I do say so myself. Get under there, give it a little wiggle and flip. The pancake tries to slide, what you have to do is instead of going straight under, you got to go straight under and then the side wiggle. Okay? It's like the side wiggle. You got to do the side wiggle. Oh, Nicole says that she likes the spiralizer. Me too. Grew zucchini for the first time in my garden. Got a spiralizer to make zoodles. It's the best kitchen business. I love the spiralizer. Which one are you using? I've tried a whole bunch of them, and right now I'm in love with the Inspiralizer. Inspiralizer? It's this woman who designed it, she really put a lot of thought into it. It's easy to store, it's easy to pull out, it's easy to wash. Every little thing you could think of, she kind of covered it on the design end. Okay guys, so I'm not gonna keep you here all afternoon making pancakes, but I'm gonna just continue to do this until all my pancakes are done. But what I do wanna do, let's shut that off, is show you a great way to eat them. So let's come back over to the island.
Take those off?
I don't need to take those off. Okay, I'll take them off.
So good.
Sorry, I'll take them off. Please show your favorite inspire. Okay, I'll do that. If you want to hang out, I'll do that. Let me finish this and I'll show you, Christine, before we hang out. I always feel like I'm on the phone with you guys. Okay, that's a mess back there. Just stay out. Okay, so 2 amazing ways to eat these guys is, let me get one from the bottom. Like I said, I'm out of coconut oil, but if you, I'm at the bottom of the barrel. I'm really at the bottom of the barrel here, but 2 of my favorite ways to eat them is to take some coconut oil and just slather it right over the top. That is a very poor example because I barely have any, but you can see it puts a little shine on and then delish. I love you. You guys have got to try these. They are so dang good. And they're even good cold or room temperature. I stick them in lunch boxes sometimes. My kids devour them. Okay, here's another way I like to do it. This one I really like to do, especially if you like did a workout or, you know, you're just ready for a good hearty meal because you got the extra protein in the pancakes. Then you get yourself some almond butter. This happens to be fresh brewed. And spread it over the top, right? So now you've got the chocolate, the almond butter, which is adding a little more fat and healthy proteins right on top. See, this pancake is like so 2016, right? Think pancakes are usually a ton of processed flour and sugar. Not our pancakes. Our pancakes are not that at all. Healthy fats and whole grains and protein. So that, I'm just gonna let them speak for themselves. You have got to try these. And you know what's fun too? I can't help it. You do like this, if you really want to go crazy. Get your pancake, put your almond butter on like I just did here, then maybe even like a slice or two of banana in the middle, and you make like a little pancake taco. Especially if you have kids, these little games in the kitchen, they get very excited about these things. Let me know if you guys have any questions about the pancakes. I'm gonna pull out my Inspiralizer really quick, really to show you, okay? Look at the pancakes. This is my favorite Inspiralizer. Let me show you guys. Let me see if there's any questions coming in. You're making me hungry. That's my goal, Christina. I've done your protein pancakes in the past and my daughter loves them. You're the best. Greetings from California. Hey Vicky, thank you for letting me know. My kids, these are really kid friendly. Danny, I missed the recipe. Is it on your YouTube channel? Yes, and I will link the video and the recipe down in the comments below when I'm done, guys. So if you have any more questions or thoughts about the pancakes, type them in now while I show my favorite. This has nothing to do with the pancakes. There's just a question. Inspiralized, it's called. Inspiralized. You can see that it's little, it's compact. Now this is a wood surface, so it doesn't work so well, but if you were on like most kitchen countertops, you stick this little thing down. There's another one on the other side. It suctions the whole thing to your counter. Again, it doesn't work on my wood one, but then you don't have to change blades or anything. You just pull this little knob out, twist it around, and it changes whatever size and shape noodle you want. And then you just stick what you need in here. So, and this is my favorite part. You see this thing here? It moves like this for easy storage. So the whole thing, it is very sleek. You can slip it in somewhere rather than having this thing stick out the side. I just feel like she thought of every little detail with this. Okay, so that is my favorite. I'm gonna be doing more recipes with that soon. Because I love those types of recipes. Okay, guys. So I'm going to share the recipe and the video. I'll leave that in the comments below. If you have any other questions, go ahead and put them in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them, guys. Thank you so much for joining me here live today, and I will see you next Friday, Facebook Live Fridays in the Clean and Delicious Kitchen. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.